Hi guys, we're back for another library book today.
Yay!
It's called The Big Cheese.
And it's by Jory John and Pete Oswald.
And this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive
Edition. And it's from the #1 New York Times best-selling team.
That's a good book then.
Yeah. My little girl has good taste in books. The Big Cheese. They call me Cheese, the Big Cheese. Oh, say it with me, the Big Cheese. Ta-da! You better believe it.
That's right, folks. I'm the biggest, cheesiest piece of cheddar around. I'm really something to behold. Take a good look at me. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Have you ever observed a more impressive cheese in your life?
It's not just my stature either. It's my presence, my vibe, the energy I emanate, the excitement I exude. It's the way I fill a room or a theater or a stadium.
Wherever I go, I cause a fuss. Heads turn, jaws drop, gasps are
Audible.
That's why they call me Cheese. Oh, say it with me, please. The Big Cheese.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! You better believe it. The Big Cheese.
How did I get such a good, or should I say Gouda, reputation? Well, I wasn't always a big shot. I grew up on a crowded platter in a tiny kitchen. I was unremarkable little curd. We lived quiet lives of pasteurization. But I wasn't happy with the status quo. Oh no, I wanted to make a big old name for myself. So I resolved to become a big cheese.
I wanted the praise, the cheers, the spotlight, the tension, the
ovations,
the celebrations. I set to work. Before long, I was on the fast track to success. I dressed to impress. I shredded the
competition.
I stole every show.
And then I'd brag nonstop to anybody who'd listen. Hey, did you see me score that goal while I was literally yawning? What was the secret to my success? Well, I stuck to things I was good at. That way, I couldn't possibly fail. Did it get a little boring, never trying anything new? I suppose. But it didn't matter as long as everyone agreed that I was...
say it with me, please.
The Big Cheese.
Ta-da!
It's getting bigger and bigger. But then, one fateful day, I met Wedge. He was new in town, and he seemed to be my exact opposite in every way. He was quiet, I was loud. He was shy, I was bold.
While I dominated conversations, he kept to himself. I didn't pay him much attention at first because why would I? I was too
preoccupied
with being the center of my universe. But then, without warning, everything changed.
Here's what happened. Every summer, our tiny village staged an all-day cheese cathalon. Guess who had first place trophies from the last 6 years?
Say it with me, please. The Big Cheese.
Ta-da!
You better believe it.
This year, our opening ceremony started at 5 a.m. sharp. I was fully primed and prepared to prevail. First up was a foot race, and I zipped into the lead. Within seconds, though, there was someone on my heels. I could hear his breath, the pitter-patter of his agile feet. It was Wedge. I could not believe it.
Oh, he was fast. Not just fast, but skilled.
Disciplined.
Say
it.
Disciplined. He paced himself. We were neck and neck for most of the race, but when I slipped on a rogue pebble, Wedge swerved, sped up, and beat me by a nose, a cheese nose. They don't have noses, though.
For the first time I'd come in second place. Oh, the indignity. There was no time to sulk because the next leg of the competition had already started. It was a game of chess. Before I could blink or think, Wedge had taken my king in 4 moves, and while I was busy protesting to the judges, he'd already moved on. The following events were a blur of loss after loss, after humiliating loss, hat making, sheep herding, and bread buttering.
It turned out that Wedge was quietly excellent at everything. Even when he won, he didn't gloat. He was so humble. It was odd. It was
Sound it out. Disconcerting.
It was absolutely
Baffling. I mean, so confusing. Finally, I watched in dismay as Wedge trounced me one last time, and the day came to a bitter end. Bird calling. Well, bitter for me at least. I went through every possible emotion. Arg, rah, no, boo, wah, until I finally exhausted myself.
And as I lay in the muck, I heard a thunderous voice making the dread announcement.
Dreaded.
First place goes to newcomer
Wedgeman. Whump. Sigh. The crowd roared its approval. What had just happened? It was honestly hard to fathom. I closed my eyes. Suddenly, inexplicably, I felt a sense of calm come over me. I listened to my breathing, to the steady beating of my heart. Yes, I had lost again and again and again. But after all that, I actually felt okay. Relieved even. I suddenly knew my world wasn't going to crumble. I picked myself up, I dusted myself off, and I headed home.
Before too long, I spotted Wedge. He wasn't busy celebrating or bragging. He was just watching the stream go by. He looked
content.
We chatted for a bit. It turned out that Wedge had a
fascinating
life story. I found myself getting caught up in a great conversation. A conversation that wasn't all about me.
That day I realized something. Maybe it didn't matter if I wasn't the best at everything. In fact, perhaps it was healthy for me to lose once. And sure, my ego was bruised in the short term, but over time I gained some perspective on what was really important. Losing taught me about empathy and humility. It showed me that I'd become so focused on winning that I was missing out on the joy of participating. And it helped me see that I can live with defeat, even if I get a bit angry or frustrated at first. That sounds familiar. These days, I'm trying not to worry about whether I win or lose. I don't have to impress everyone all the time. I let others have the spotlight. And I've taken up some new hobbies just for me.
Yes, I'm trying to be a better wheel of cheddar. So now when I brag about something, well, I mostly brag about my friends. Whoa, did you see that? What a move. because it turns out that anyone from a
crumb of, that's one of my favorite cheeses, gorgonzola,
to a fleck of feta to an
unassuming
wedge of
brie
can be say it with me, please. The big cheese. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. You'd better believe it.
The end. That was great.
I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe.
And this was a great book. I learned a lot to stay humble even when you're really good at stuff. And he learned that lesson too. Have a great night.